Navigating challenges and difficult changes is hard. There's no way around it. There's nothing you can do about it. It is hard. It will be hard. And in some cases, it's supposed to be hard. It's also unavoidable. We all are going to have difficult challenges and difficult changes that we have to navigate because life is not easy. That's just life. It's just not easy. But there are some things that you need to remember every single time you are taking on a challenge. There are some things that you need to keep in your head, keep front of mind, keep awareness of when you're going through hard times. And most people don't. Most people forget these things. They start focusing on the challenge instead of focusing on what they actually need to pay attention to. And if you can train your brain to stay focused on the proper things, if you can train your brain to stay locked in on the things you're supposed to be locked in on, then you become significantly better at overcoming challenges, and your ability to overcome the changes will go up. And today I want to tell you the kind of things you need to be focused in on if you want to be successful. So welcome back to the aha moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. Of course, I'm your host, Elliott Connie. And when I was in high school, I had a friend who was extraordinarily good at track. He ran hurdles. And I would go watch him run hurdles. And I noticed that he would say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, kick. Every time he was running the hurdles. It's probably not a bad way of saying that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kick. Probably looks stupid and sounds stupid saying that. But that's what he did. And I did not run track. He was just my buddy. So when I was done with baseball practice or football practice, whatever season it was, I would go and meet him at the track, and then we'd hang out. And one day I asked him, what are you doing? And he said, well, when you hurdle, you don't look at the hurdle. So I have to train my brain how many steps it takes before I have to kick and jump over the hurdle. And I said, you don't look at the hurdle. I just assumed that he looked at hurdles. So you don't look at the hurdle. What do you focus on? And he said, I focus on the finish line. And it blew me away that that's what he said. But as I've aged and grown, I realized that that's a metaphor for life. Because when you're going through a difficult challenge, most people, they pay attention to the obstacle. They pay attention to the challenge. And that's why they get tripped up by it. They pay attention to the thing in their way. And then they wonder why they stumble over it. As my buddy would tell me, it's like if you pay attention to the hurdle, you're going to trip over it. If you pay attention to the hurdle, you're going to stumble. That's absolutely true about life. When you're navigating a difficult change, instead of focusing on the challenge that the change is preventing, focus on the finish line that you want to arrive at after overcoming the challenge, after navigating the change. If you stay focused on the finish line, you're just infinitely more likely to achieve the goal. I can remember being in college and realizing it's going to take me a long time to get this degree. I got to take all these classes and I got to get good grades in all of them. This is going to be tough. But I just kept focused on what I wanted at the end. I wanted a bachelor's degree in psychology. That was the end game. And that was going to allow me to get a job. I want a bachelor's degree in psychology, and that's going to allow me to get a job in the helping profession. And that's going to change my life. I'm going to be able to make a reasonable living doing some things that I enjoy doing. And I couldn't wait for that to become my reality. That was the thing I obsessed about, I focused on. That was my North Star. And I held true to that. I stayed focused on that. And that's where I wanted the journey to end. You can't just focus on, I got to pass this math class or that math class, this English class, this English class. You got to stay focused on the end game. Successful people have a tendency to focus on the finish line, not the hurdles. And when I say successful people, listen, I'm not just talking about the people that are millionaires, billionaires, and leaders of industry. I'm talking about success is defined by any time you achieve an aim. I'm a successful person because I set an aim, get a bachelor's degree, and I got one. You're a successful person because you set an aim and you achieved it. In essence, all of us are successful because we all at some point set a goal and achieved it. That's the defining nature of success. And in order to achieve that success, you had to get good at this thing. I'm just saying, when challenges come up, don't get distracted by the challenge. Get distracted or get focused on the finish line. and then you won't trip over the challenge. So I want you to pick a challenge that you're facing in your life and just think about, what is the outcome I'm going to arrive at when I overcome this challenge instead of the challenge, and watch what it does to your life. Thanks for being here. If you wouldn't mind doing me a super huge favor, I would love it if you would share this podcast with at least one person in your life that you think could benefit from hearing this message today. And also, don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen to your podcast. And also follow me on all of the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. You can search for my name, Elliott Connie, or at Elliott Speaks. That's my handle across all platforms. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.